Friday, February 14th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Meteorologist Matthew East here with you. Our big winter storm has departed. And a pretty quiet Valentine's Day forecast, but we do have another storm system heading on in tonight. More on that in just a second. Let's wrap up some snow totals, and there were some big numbers in parts of the region. First of all, look at this. Boones Hill and Surry County, 21 inches of snow. Boonville and Yadkin County, 19 inches. Pinnacle and Stokes County, 14 inches. You had Sheffield and Davie County, 11.7 inches. Eden and Rockingham County, 10 inches. Other reports from around the state. Let's take a look down around the Charlotte region. Statesville, 18 inches. Mooresville, 12.5. Salisbury, 10 inches. Concord, 8.5 inches. The Charlotte Airport in the 7.5 and I should say 7.4 inch range. And finally, some statewide totals, just some select totals from across the state. You had Raleigh, about 3.7 inches, Mount Airy, 17 inches, and Greensboro, around 9 inches at the PTI Airport. All right, so that's our snow event. In the wake of that this morning, still some areas of ice. Well, actually, a lot of snow-covered and ice-covered roads in terms of the neighborhood roads and the secondary roads, but the interstates are certainly looking at the possibility of some at least lingering areas of black ice and still some pretty treacherous driving conditions in many situations this morning. On to what's happening currently. There's a peek at our temperatures this morning, right at or just below freezing in many spots across the Piedmont. And that's, of course, leading to the continued potential for areas of ice on roads this morning. The radar, though, completely quiet. We don't have any lingering precipitation issues around here. Now you go off into the northeast part of the country. That is where the big winter storm continues to play a big role in the weather this morning. But we are finished with that system. Our next system causing some precipitation over parts of the plains. And that is a system that's heading our way that'll swing through here late tonight. All right, so here's a peek at the overall setup. That previous system's gone. There's the next area of low pressure diving our way. That Clipper system moving through tonight. Now, as we go through the course of today, it really will be just fine, but there comes the next wave of precipitation. Some mountain snow showers kicking in late tonight. And I think across the Piedmont, some rain showers late tonight, possibly ending as some snow showers in some areas, especially north of I-40. Early tomorrow morning. Not a huge deal here. Let's take a look at the overall surface map. There comes that low pressure diving on in. And as the colder air aloft takes over just behind that low pressure tomorrow morning, that is when there is a brief window of opportunity for a few snow showers, but not a big deal. After that system departs, the rest of the weekend forecast looks very, very good. Ski resorts, boy, they're doing great. Just some fantastic powder conditions at all the resorts across the region. So let's take a look at what's happening aloft. There's a look at the European 500 millibar chart for tonight as that Clipper dives in and amplifies pretty nicely. There's your European precipitation field. Surface low begins to take off in southeastern North Carolina around daybreak tomorrow. There's your precipitation around the region at the same time. And here's what the 850 temperatures do overnight. There is the pre-dawn hour 850 millibar temperatures, and those 850 temperatures crash behind that low. So again, maybe the cold air beats the departing moisture just enough for a few snow showers in some spots. The Canadian model also pretty amplified with that system. That's what it looks like early on Saturday morning. And the GFS, there it is, a little bit further north with the position of the low than the European is, but still generating a good deal of precipitation on the backside of the system. And finally, before we wrap up the video, I'll step through the NAM model 60 run. There's a peek at the pre-dawn hours Saturday. You go 3 hours later, there comes that precipitation diving on through. 850 temperatures, that's a look at about 4 a.m. and then around 7 a.m. Those colder temperatures aloft. Again, not a big deal, but maybe supporting a few snow showers early tomorrow. The longer range are going to get very warm next week. A big warm up, and then we'll see what happens thereafter. There are some indications of a return to a more chilly pattern as we get toward early March, but it's a long way off. We'll see. All right, that is it for today's edition of the video. Thank you for watching. Have a great weekend, and God bless.